Welcome back, and today I will be showing you how to make Salara or red bread. It is also known as turnover, and this is a sweetened coconut mix filled in a bread dough. And if you like coconut or anything sweet, then this recipe is for you. And if you haven't subscribed, kindly do so. Press that notification bell, and also at the end of this video, if you like it, give it a thumbs up. And I will leave all the measurements and ingredients in the description box below. First, I'll start with the dough because proofing takes a little while. Here in the mixer, I'm going to be adding some flour, I'm also adding some sugar, salt, along with some yeast. And I'm going to mix the dry ingredients well. Once the dry ingredients is finished mixing, I'm adding some shortening and butter and let this combine well. Now I'm getting some warm water prepared just so that I can pour the water into this mixture, and this is going to allow the yeast to proof faster. And I let this mix, pour in the warm water a little at a time until I get the desired mixture, and this is going to mix until it is soft and smooth, and it would allow me to get a very good dough. So after 10 minutes of mixing, this is what the mixture looks like. There is no flour left in the bowl, and it's just a nice soft consistency. Look at this. I'll now take this mixture and place it onto the work surface. And you don't want to use flour here. If you want, you can put some flour. I choose not to. I'm going to just knead this for about 5 minutes. It's a little sticky, but that's all right. It's going to come together. So after 5 minutes of mixing, I'll just make a dough ball, place it into the same dish that I did mix the flour in, place a piece of cling wrap, set it aside, and let it rise until it's double in size. Here I have some pieces of coconut that I did cut up, and I'm now placing it into the food processor, put it on pulse until I get it pulse down to the desired texture that I need. So I just went in making sure that I just turn the coconut so that I can get every piece in there all pulsed up. Now that the coconut is finished, I'm going to place the coconut into a pan. Along with some sugar. You can use granulated sugar. I just choose to use some of the brown sugar. I'm also going to be adding some salt along with some powdered red coloring. Once I do this, I'm going to head right over to the stove. I also add some nutmeg here. So I have this pan over medium heat, and I'll now go in and I'll combine everything together by mixing them well, making sure that I get the desired color that I'm looking for into this coconut mix. And There's no need for any water here because the sugar along with the coconut milk produce its own juices, and you want this to cook until all of that liquid evaporates. So now that it's at this stage, guys, you just gotta let it cook for another minute. And after another minute, this is what the coconut looks like. This is the consistency that I'm looking for. If you see there's not much liquid in there. So I'm going to go in now and just add some essence. Give it a good mix and let it cook for another minute. Once I'm done with this, I'll just set this aside and let it cool before I do my filling. So over to my dough now. This dough has been doubled in size. So what I'll do is remove the cling wrap and place the dough onto the work surface. Now I'm adding a little bit of flour, and this flour is for rolling. I'll now cut the desired pieces I want out of this dough that I think is going to make the turnover that I need. And you need to roll this dough, guys, until it gets into either a square shape or an oblong shape. It all depends on what size you want or shape you want. And you're not going to get a perfect shape, all right? So if you look carefully what I'm doing, there are times when you just have to take the rolling pin and press hard on the sides that are all cut in and just make it how you want it. So once I'm done with this, it is time to pour the coconut mixture onto the dough. And I've been eating this mixture all the time, guys. Trust me, it is sweet. I'm not always into sweet, but for some reason, it's just flavored. It's just nice. So I'm going to place this coconut onto the dough. And once I do this, I am going to spread it out. Spread it out just like this, guys. You don't want to go too close to the ends. So once this is done, I'm going to go in and I'm going to show you now how I'm going to start rolling this dough with the coconut. So let's do this now, guys. This is how you roll. Just take your time. Just roll it like this. Making sure that the ends are all covered and sealed, just like so. At this time, I have my oven set to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and I do have a pan set up here to put my Salara in. I'll place it into the oven to bake for 25 minutes, and after 25 minutes, this is what my Salara looks like, a nice, beautiful golden color. I also have some sugar, and I'll add some water, give it a stir, making sure I get a good syrup. And while the Salara is still hot, I'm going to baste the Salara with this sugary syrup. I'll now go over to the hot Salara and baste with the sugar sling. Don't worry about the sugar grains, it's gonna be dissolved because of the heat from the Salara. Just make sure that you brush all the corners, and once I'm done, I'm going to show you how soft this Salara is. Look at the texture of this. Look at how soft the Salara is. So I'll cut it and I'll show you what the inside looks like. So this is what my Salara looks like. It smells delicious. You're absolutely going to love it. Like I said, if you like anything that is sweet. Yes, and this is my Salara, my red bread. This one product has so many names. It's also called turnover or roly-poly. So I'm wiping the knife as I cut because of the stickiness and the color from the coconut mixture. And that's all right. Yeah, so back to the roly-poly here, guys. Here you have it. I used to be looking forward for this as a kid growing up in the evenings after school. Believe me, when you come from the country, you gotta knock this down with a glass of cow's milk. If you don't get that, then you get some lemonade. We call it lime wash or swank. This is down memory lane, guys. If you know about this roly-poly, if you're from the country or mostly from the Caribbean, you know what I'm talking about. This was such a great evening snack, and if you like this, kindly please leave me a comment, and thank you for coming in the kitchen. I will see you in my next video.